When U.S. Air Flight 427 crashed in Beaver County, many family bonds were challenged, but never broken. I speak with a man who is remembering the life of his twin brother killed in that crash, as well as a mother who is reflecting on how her son's spirit remains with her to this day.
Storms may rise on seas unknown.
Kirk Lynn was 28 years old when he recorded this song, As We Sail to Heaven's Shore, for his church. The recording was made just before he took a trip to Chicago for his job. He would not make it back alive.
He was my baby.
Carol Lynn didn't know it at the time, but her son Kirk tried to get back to Pittsburgh a little bit earlier than planned, so he hopped on U.S. Air Flight 427. She first heard about the crash when her husband got home from work.
So when he came home, he said, why don't you have the news on? And I said, why would I have the news on? He said, well, a plane crashed in Pittsburgh.
We've done a lot of thorough internal studies.
She knew Kirk wasn't supposed to be on that plane, so she was relieved. But when he didn't arrive on the next plane, she went to his house, and that's when someone called.
But I answered the phone, and they confirmed that he had been killed. Well, you just don't expect that.
Devastated, her husband couldn't bear living in the house with all the memories of Kirk, so they moved to Ligonier. But every year, Carol visits the memorial in Sewickley, where Kirk's name is now etched in the monument. Also on that monument is the name of Pittsburgher Bob Conley. How did you feel the first time that you saw his name here?
Well, it's just a shock, just like it was the day you found out he was on the plane. You know, it's a shock. I mean, the whole thing, the only thing about it was at that time we were still all like numb, kind of not accepting or not believing. And so you get, you know, you come up and you touch it and it kind of makes it real, you know.
His twin brother Dennis comes here to feel close to his brother. Dennis and Bob were identical twins, best friends, inseparable from birth until this. So here we are 30 years later. How are you doing?
It still hits every once in a while. I mean, there isn't a day that goes by that you don't think of, you know, who you lost and some of the things, but it still hits, and especially when we get around this time, you know, sometimes you're not in such a great mood, you know. It's hard to, I mean, I've had a million people tell me, you know, you should be over it by now, but it really doesn't go away.
Does it feel like it's been 30 years?
No. No. When it pops into my head, which is, you know, frequently, it's like it was yesterday or a year ago.
Bob was 43 and a father of 2 young children.
To deal with the emotion and the loss and the frustration of, you know, why wasn't I the one on the plane and not him? We talked every day. One way or another, he'd call me, I'd call him, we'd be together. And I truly, truly miss that.
Why? Why? Why did this happen? How could that not have been prevented?
And who are you asking that question to?
God. And who am I to question God? I certainly don't mean to, but who else would you ask? You have to ask the big guy.
30 years later, and she still asked the question.
It's to this day, it's hard. It's very hard. You still say why.
For years, Carol couldn't listen to Kirk's recorded songs. It was just too painful. But a portion of the lyrics of that last song he sang is now forever inscribed on the Flight 427 memorial. Strengthen our course with every prayer. Let heaven's breezes speed us there, and grant us mercy evermore as we sail to heaven's shore.
He picked that song, As We Sail to Heaven's Shore, just because he liked it. Who would have ever thought, if you listen to the words, as we sailed to Heaven's Shore. Well, then we started getting people calling our church wanting copies of the song.
We journey.
Now she listens and cherishes every note.
I don't want the tape to end because I hear them. You know what I mean?